seating pretty much everyone. I see a few spare seats in the back. I'm sure they're used travelers. Welcome to the Gothic and Lolita fashion show at Asian. ASIN. I can speak English. Woo! Yeah, come on. I want to see some more enthusiasm. Jesus. Okay, this is actually one of a tradition of events. The first fashion show was held at ASIN in 2005 by the lovely Miss Lolita Prescott, who will be doing photography and video today. 2006, we held a panel. 2007, we had another fashion show. And now we're here again in 2008. And it all started in 2004 when I held a tea party at the Holiday Inn, because we're not allowed to eat cake in the Hyatt. So anyway, I'm sure many of you know about Gothic Lolita, but just for a brief introduction, it's a street fashion from Japan, which draws from a variety of influences. The Victorian period, the Edwardian, the Rococo period, for some brands, the 1950s, some brands, garage mechanic. We don't know where that's coming from, but some of them have jumpsuits. Yeah, I know, exactly. It's like gangsta look. It has origins stretching back to like the late 1970s, kind of when a lot of people in Shibuya were listening to Shibuya K, like the Pizzicato 5, and kind of this dress style influenced heavily by Laura Ingalls Wilder came into fashion and subcultures, and the first brands actually which preceded Lolita were Pink House and Wonderful World, and eventually that kind of developed into the myriad of styles that we see today. And now we're going to see some of those styles. So, my models are ready? Good? Okay. Alright, the first brand we are going to see, I'm sorry? Yeah, can we get the first track on with the young lady? Thank you. The first brand up is Moi Même Moitié. It is the signature brand that was founded by Mana of Malice Misère in 1999. The early designs were a collaboration between Mana and Alice Kobayashi. And right now you're going to see our model wearing a very classic moitié print. It's a cathedral print. And notice she has the blue X black combination. It's plain blue and black. When you see that, you know it's definitely moitié. Moitié is a Gothic brand. They actually coined the terms elegant Gothic Lolita and elegant Gothic aristocrat. They're known for their simple, tailored designs, lots of Gothic themes using bats, crosses, and roses. It's a higher-end brand. It's definitely very, very, very chic. And they do actually ship overseas through CD Japan, so if you like what you see today, visit CD Japan and get yourself some lovely moitié items. If anybody sees anything from Iron Gate print, it's mine, don't touch it. All right. Our next models are going to be from Putumayo. Putumayo was founded in 1990. It is a Gothic Lolita and punk brand. It's kind of a lower priced brand. They use a lot of cut sew material, which is kind of like a stretch jersey. Lots of punk influence in their designs. It's very popular with the Japanese teenagers who are first getting into Lolita. So it's kind of a transitional brand, like, oh, I want to wear something a little different, but I'm not sure if I want to go all out yet. They have a full range of items and a large number of different designs, so it's probably one of the most versatile brands out there. It's not available overseas right now outside of errand services such as Selga and Crescent, but it's definitely great for people who are interested in adding a little more flair to their wardrobe with some extra frills. And our models are both wearing items from Putumayo, skirts and cut-sew combinations. And the shoes are not by Putumayo, those are actually by Double Decker, what she's wearing. They're called Rocking Horse shoes. I'm wearing them too. They're kind of an homage to Vivienne Westwood's Rocking Horse shoes. All right, and we've got one more Putumayo model up here. And as you can see, Putumayo features a lot of stuff that's great for summer. Notice how she's wearing this skinny strap with a short skirt. A lot of brands don't make clothes which are completely summer transitionable. Putumayo, totally great for all year round stuff. All right, next. We will have Atelier Boz. Atelier Boz was founded in 1995 by Takashi Shibata. It's mostly a Gothic aristocratic brand. They also have a side brand called Lapin As You, and that does more of the Lolita items. Their signature is kind of very simple tailored lines, monochrome fabrics. It's available overseas through Marui One, and it's not quite as popular among Western Lolitas and goth Lolita fans, but I'm hoping to see more of it. By the way, guys out there who are interested in the style, Atelier Boz does a ton of stuff for guys. And right now we have Alice coming in a gorgeous one piece for Atelier Boz. I love this design so much because, as you can see, it's really a statement piece. It's very simple, not lots of frills, not lots of accents, but it's just like excellent, like kind of like, bam, I'm there, I'm goth, what's up? Okay. Alrighty then. Next, we have probably one of the most well-known brands, H. Naoto. Yeah, I know, everybody loves it. It was founded in 2000 by Naoto Hiroka. It's a very avant-garde label. It has numerous sub-labels influenced by so many different subcultures, gothic, punk, some fetish influences. They even had a Rastafari brand for a while, I'm not kidding you. Their signatures that they use a lot of distressed fabrics combined with, screen prints of text and so forth. Lots of cobweb fabrics. It's a very gothic brand, and also it's very high fashion. So actually, for those of you out there who are kind of interested in getting a more mature wardrobe or more adult look into your wardrobe, H. Naoto has a lot of variations, a lot of permutations, and a lot of the more tailored looks that are really great. H. Frill is one of the Lolita sub-brands within the H. Naoto complex. There's also H. Blood, which has a lot of Lolita items. And we have more H. Naoto. In addition to that, H. Naoto is available overseas through Marui One. Marui One actually is a store in Japan. It's a shopping mall, well, not shopping mall, it's a department store, and it has many sub-stores within it, and I believe Marui Young is the one that has most of the Lolita and kind of alternative fashion brands, but they have opened up an overseas store, so a lot of the stuff we see today once was not available overseas, and now it is, thanks to Marui One. And for those of you that like cats, H. Naoto has two mascots, Hangry and Angry, and both of those are cats. They have the same funky style. They show up in a lot of their clothing. It's a really fun brand, so you should definitely look into it. Try it out. Go on, girl. All right, next we have Victorian Maiden. Victorian Maiden was founded in 1999. It's a classic Lolita brand. It's known for its use of the light pastel palette, floral themes, lots of rose accents and pin tucks. Not a lot of lace. Whatever lace they do use, it's usually like a net embroidered lace. They also offer items for your room, such as mirrors, vanity boxes, picture frames, perfume bottles. It's got a very romantic and feminine image, heavily influenced by Victorian fashion, the 1910s and the 1920s period. And most interesting of all, there's a very large live journal community for Victorian Maiden, or rather, sorry, for Lolita in general. One of the members of the live journal community, her live journal is known as Psychodolphy. Her actual name is Camila. She was running their spring campaign last year. So if you look at Victorian Maiden's website, one of our own was there, working her thing out. She's gorgeous. She's been using a lot of their print work, and she's matched the brand so perfectly. And as you can see from what Alice is wearing, Victorian Maiden has a lot of things which will suit those of you who are older, still want to get into Lolita, but you don't know if you want to wear the cupcake stuff. This is one example. This is their mermaid skirt combined with the cut-sew. Now, honestly, you can change out that cut-sew for something that was a little more tailored. Wear that to the office any day you wanted to. Okay. Victorian Maiden's awesome brand, has lots of cool stuff. And they have a side brand called Beth, which is more casual, more youthful, kind of more of a summery feel. And you can buy Victorian Maiden overseas at Marui One, as well as through the commission service Dream Shop. They'll do lots of reservations for you and so forth. not sure. Another brand, Julia and Justine. Julia and Justine is a really small brand. It's not particularly well known overseas. They're very inspired by Rococo fashion and also the Parisian opera girl image. Use a lot of like elbow length gloves and tons of jewel tones. Yes, okay. All right, Julia and Justine's great. Okay, now we are doing Innocent World. Innocent World was also founded around the same time as Victorian Week. It's a classic and a sweet Lolita brand, and it has more of a Lolita aesthetic than Victorian Maiden or Mary Magdalene or other classic brands, because it kind of still features that same poofy silhouette, but you know, with a little bit of an older theme, lots more florals, lots more of the velvet. They're very Victorian influenced, particularly by children's clothing from the Victorian era, and also they use tons of Alice in Wonderland images in their clothing. Lots of their prints, lots of their socks feature total Alice in Wonderland stuff. They are not currently, they're not currently available overseas. Okay. All right, we're in Metamorphose. Okay. Metamorphose, its full name is Manifeste Ange Metamorphose Top de Fille. It was founded in 1997 by Kaniko Kato, and it is probably the most famous brand overseas because it was the first brand to offer, the first major brand to offer overseas shipping. And it also was one of the first brands to feature a tall size that would accommodate, you know, taller, a little bit wider Western Lolitas. They're well known for their use of unique, sometimes very unconventional designs. A lot of their stuff has a very strong 1950s or rockabilly influence, and some of their stuff has a cowboy and western influence. And those were the people I was telling you about who made the jumpsuits. They've done that jumpsuit several times. It's a theme that they love. They have a signature print called Punkma, which is actually a camouflage print with Rabi Chong and their bear mascot, whose name escapes my mind. It's actually a fairly mid-priced brand. They do have some like very expensive pieces, however, including a wedding dress line, which they released last year. So for those of you who were excited by the recent, you know, news from California, you can have your very own wedding in Lolita with your girlfriend or boyfriend of choice. And this is another Metamorphose piece. As you can see, this is a little more classic, more tailored, more adult. That kind of shows you the diversity of range from this line. Honestly, if you really want to get started in Lolita, kind of get your feet wet, decide what you like. Metamorphose is a good place to start. And we have more Innocent World coming up in a moment. Okay, we have some more Innocent World here. And as you can see, this is kind of the more Lolita side of Innocent World, where you have more of this pink and cutesiness that, you know, Innocent World handles really well. But at the same time, which you saw earlier, was kind of a more mature piece. And this song is probably what every Lolita blows up over because it's, well, it's a very Lolita song, literally. And it's in French, and you have to know French to be a Lolita, otherwise you can't join the club. I mean, that's a joke, trust me. Okay, while we are waiting for a few more models to pop out, I'll just tell you a little bit about the Lolita community in the US. The main community, I would say, is the live journal community, EGL. That's where all of the drama and all of the heartache takes place. Oh good, here's some more stuff. This is Angelic Pretty. Okay. Oh, more Innocent World. Innocent World is just, we have a lot of it, and I want to say actually a special thank you to Helena, who is sitting over there with that magnificent K-Cat. And Helena literally showed up today, and we were like, do you have clothes? She's like, girl, I got a suitcase full. And she like literally bought like 1 million Innocent World pieces and 7 million socks. So everybody please thank Helena because she helped out. And in fact, thank you to everyone who brought clothes and everyone who's modeling. I just want to give you props now for the show because you guys rocked it out, seriously. Thank you so much. A lot of them are back there in the bathroom, so they're applauding themselves in the stalls. Anyway, so yes, the live journal EGL community is not Yes, it does. It's very sweet. It's very, oh, I'm so cute. I'm a Lolita. So once again, metamorphos, they have schizophrenia when it comes to being a brand. Like some days they'll put out something completely gothic, and then they'll bang out with this. They had a brand called Teddy Bears Baking, which was teddy bears literally baking cookies along the edge of the skirt. I didn't understand it. A lot of my friends have it. We're not friends anymore, but whatever. Okay. Is this my angelic pretty friend? Or, okay. Alright, this is Baby. Good, I was wearing this coming up. Okay, Baby the Stars Shine Bright. Probably the most famous brand for many reasons. It was founded in 1988 by Akinori Isobe and his wife, Fumio. I know I'm wrecking Japanese right now, just killing me. It's probably the sweet Lolita brand. They are known for many reasons. One of the main reasons is they had a collaboration with Lolita Sakamoto, who wrote so many books that so many Lolitas have read and been like, oh my god, you really understand me. Novalis had a few problems, but he was the one who came up with a lot of, the designs that are really famous for Baby, including the God Save the Lolita line. Lots of people love that line. That's Novala. We've also done a lot of collaborations with other people, such as Nana Kitabe. They also did a Hello Kitty and Charmy Kitty. Baby is seriously a very, 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 very commercial brand. And, of course, they became extremely well known in the adaptation of the novella novel Shimatsuma Monogatari, which is also known over here as Kamikaze Girls. Okay, Kyoko Fukada, one of my favorite actresses, played the Lolita Momoko in that, and that just made Baby blow up. I mean, seriously, everyone in Japan was just like, where did I get those dresses? Oh, maybe the Stars Shine Bright. They are selling overseas through their website, and they will be opening a shop in San Francisco very soon as part of a larger media complex, and they have a Paris shop. So, look forward to it. All right, next we have some Angelic Pretty. Angelic Pretty was founded in 1979 as part of a select shop, which was originally named Pretty. Later on, they opened their Lolita line. This is the most ridiculous sweet Lolita brand ever. Okay, they use like every single candy-fied, fruitified, pearls, bows, laces. They just stick everything on it. They are just an adorable, like cutesy, 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 cutesy brand. I believe they have three main designers. I couldn't find the name of the third in time, but Asuka and Maki are the two ones that everybody in the US should know because they came to PMX. Okay, this is more Angelic Pretty. And I know, what? Yeah, sorry, I know, demon me, I'm getting my brand mixed. Okay, this is more Baby. And as you can see, Baby actually is not quite as, girly as Angelic Pretty at times. I mean, they can get pretty sweet, but actually, Baby also does a lot of more classic things with a sweet touch, so you can almost call them a sweet classic brand. They do lots of basic designs, and then they have signature prints. One print that comes to mind is, well, they had a Marie Antoinette print inspired by the movie. Okay, hold on. Here's more Angelic Pretty. Once again, as you can see, Angelic Pretty, the sweetest brand of all. Even their sailor stuff has to be completely adorable. They oftentimes use, I'm going to follow this as well, Kokushoku Sumere. Okay, sorry. That's a really well-known kind of indie band, have a very unique sound, and they oftentimes model for Angelic Pretty. Okay, is this more easy? Oh god. Alright, here comes some Baby. And this is possibly the most cute thing that Baby has ever made. They made purses in the shape of a bunny, guys. A giant bunny that you wear in your back. They also have a smaller version of this. And many of the sweet Lolitas I know have this bunny, and they have named this bunny, and they take this bunny for walks and out on dates, and I don't get it. And I don't care what these sweet Lolitas in the background are shaking their fists at me because it's silly, okay? Everybody should wear moitié. Anyway. Alright, and here is another piece, which is... This is Baby. I recognized it right away because there's more bunnies on it. See? And I do believe that, in fact, this is not even just a bunny, it's someone wearing a bunny costume. So it's like a teddy bear who's dressed up as a bunny for like Halloween. Yeah, Baby and Sweet Lolita brands are a little over the top. That's nice. Which is why, you know, we've got Hello Project playing in the background. Okay, we have some more Baby. And this is the Swan Lake print from Baby, I believe, paired with Hudso, and, you know, once again, we're seeing how Baby can be kind of a very classic brand, but still with that Swedish edge, because, you know, it's just a little frillier than what you can see from Victoria and me, or you can see from Julia and Justine. So, yes, very cute. And this is Angelic Pretty. And you can tell because of the number of bows. Rule of thumb, 5 bows or more, definitely Angelic Pretty. 7 bows or more, too much, but that's it. Okay. Alright, and I believe with this, we have finally come to the end of our show, and now I will open the floor to FAQs, or questions and answers from the audience. This should be fun. I'm gonna go mobile. So, who has some questions and who wants some answers? Nobody? We can all go, oh, really? Lolita brands for bigger girls. My favorite question, because you know what? I have a built-in bustle back here. So a lot of things won't work for me. Okay, so here are the brands that you can order from that definitely have custom, or not custom sizing, but kind of a more diverse range. Metamorphose. Baby and Starshine Bright just introduced a line which has different sizes, kind of like tall size, large size. I haven't actually tried it out myself, but I know a lot of girls in the community wear it who are a little more curvy, and they have a lot of fun with it. Let me think. Surprisingly, H Naruto has a lot of stuff, especially the H Frill and H Bloodlines. Innocent World, if you're looking for more classic stuff, not only do they have like a lot of diversity of sizes, but their blouses actually come in 3 different sizes normally. And Putumayo has like a lot of stuff. Basically, you want to look for any brand that has some shearing or has, you know, some elastic. And surprisingly, Moitié lies on their site. A lot of their measurements are not the full measurements, because there's no way I could fit into a lot of stuff from Moitié, and then I'll see one of my friends wearing it and I'll be like, what? Mana lies. Okay, next question.
Where does the Gothic come from, Gothic Lolita?
The Gothic. Okay, that's actually a really good question, because this is kind of a subject of debate. I wouldn't say debate, but it's kind of difficult to tell where it got introduced. I would say that Lolita actually kind of started out more as a classic sweet look, and then one day, I mean, everyone thinks that Mana invented Lolita. He didn't, but I would say that he definitely kind of took Lolita, painted it black, literally, and started wearing it, and it got popular with his fans, and then it kind of spread out from there, and he started his brand. So, the Gothic, does that answer your question? Or were you looking for more like, where is the Gothic coming in? What's a good example of Gothic?
Yeah, that pretty much answers my question.
Okay, super. Questions?
Is that Moiti over there?
Which one?
Is that Moiti?
No, actually, she's wearing Atelier Boz, which is another Gothic, and it's a brand which has a lot of aristocratic stuff. And like I said, guys who are interested should look into Atelier Boz, because they have a million things for guys. Frock coats, real frock coats. You might be able to pick up a Lolita in one of those. Just saying. Okay. Other questions?
Do you guys have any Moiti?
Yes. Yeah, no one, out at the beginning of the show, do you remember that dress which kind of had, were you here at the beginning?
No.
Okay, you missed it. I'll give you a private show. Not really. We did have a little bit of Moitié. It's becoming more popular overseas, but I would say that a lot of the people who wear Moitié don't necessarily participate in the comms as much, so it's kind of hard to track down Moitié owners. I'm trying to become one though. Alright. Other questions? Yes?
Is Baby and Starshine Bright the only like Lolita brand that's going to be in the US?
For now, Baby is the only one that is opening a store directly in the US. Now, and this is another, I don't speak Japanese, guys, so don't yell at me when I do this. But, the Kinokuniya? No, Kinokuniya, thank you. Yes, the bookstore that all of us love to go to. The one in New York actually has kind of randomly, they'll get shipments in of like different items. Like I believe they had like a Mary Magdalene piece at one point. So if you happen to be in New York, you can get some stuff there. But for now, Baby's the only one that's actually going to open a store here. Other questions? I can't see with these lights on, so raise your hands high. Yes?
How do you deal with Chinese eBay sellers?
Well, one of the best ways to deal with Chinese eBay sellers is to go on the live journal community, and which is EGL. There are lots of reviews up there, tons and tons of threads, like, I don't know about that almost handicrafts, you know, and stuff like that. I would say that in general, eBay sellers are not to be trusted because most of them do not use their own photos. The only brand that I personally have reliably ordered from and gotten what I saw on the site is Fan Plus Friend. And I think basically they're the only ones. And there's also Anna House. Anna House is a brand based in Hong Kong. They actually don't really have an eBay presence, but they have their own site. Anna House and Fan Plus Friend can be trusted. Others, I honestly wouldn't touch it. Because truthfully, they steal pictures and they lie. Okay, sorry. So yeah, don't even deal with them if you can help it. Next questions? No more questions? Okay.
Hello everyone. I'm Alice and I organized this. I'd like to apologize that things went as fast as they did. We had anticipated for a much longer show, but what tends to happen is when you're out on stage here and you see all the different faces, you walk a lot faster than you think you'd walk. But anyway, I'd like to thank you all for being here and asking questions. If you do want to talk about anything, we're welcome to do that. We still have plenty of time here. But at this point, is there anything that anyone would like? I mean, I know that my wonderful, wonderful Ariel, who is so nice, and I can get up closer to my painful So she did a lovely job of monitoring this whole thing and announcing for everyone. So of course, she's very wonderful. But in the meantime, I'd really like to thank all of you for coming out here to see all the different fashion, which all people up on stage have contributed for everyone to use. Oh, and there's a question?
Over here.
Yes?
Are you be back next year?
I might be. Do you want me to be back next year? If you really want it? Yes?
Actually, next year, what we'd really like to do is not only host a fashion show, but host another tea party. Not at the, as part of the official experience, just host an independent one. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
So as long as there's still a desire for the fashion show to be here, we will be here. Yes?
Yeah, you mentioned one brand for guys. I was wondering, do you know of any others?
When it comes to guys' clothes, you can get things ordered. One of the big problems are there are a lot of brands that make male clothes, but they tend to be gothic brands, and the proportions of a Japanese male are not very similar to that of an American male or any other kind of nationality. So if it's very true though. If you are like an average, like a kind of medium height, and you're really, really skinny, you can buy men's clothes. Other than that, what you'll want to do is, if you look through the Gothic and Lolita Bible, they will feature Gothic clothes. Oh, let's borrow Ken!
Yeah, Ken! Ken is our Gothic friends.
This is Ken. Ken is the only person I know who has ever worn these beautiful clothes, not because he had a girlfriend that was like, you must dress up, but just because he thinks they are very cool. So he is fun to show off. Are you in Boz? Actually, his top is from one of the brands that does men's clothing. It's Atelier Boz. As you can see, it is really lovely. And because Ken is very thin, he can wear it very well. So it's made of very nice fabric, has a nice ruffle in the front. The men's clothes are very either aristocrat or goth. Obviously, they're not that frilly, because if you're gonna wear frilly things, you're gonna wear the girls' clothes. So there is Boz does it. There's also Algonquins puts out some male things. I think Moitié puts out a lot of male also very expensive. That's why we unfortunately didn't have any to share with you. Dan Press Fun does a lot of men's clothes, and most men can find clothes that are of the very gothic or aristocrat nature by careful shopping in the stores. Every once in a while, that kind of Victorian revival comes back and is very important again, and you can look into a normal store, like a department store, and find a coat that's the right cut or something frilly. Yes? Yes, Mono wears a lot of, Mono likes to wear half of his male and half of female. Well, yes, it is very small, but this is also something nice. This is the second issue of the English version of the Gothic and Lolita Bible. The Gothic and Lolita The Gothic and Lolita Bible is a very important publication. The Gothic and Lolita Bible is a very important publication because it basically is a combination of it's basically a magazine for Lolitas. You can look at the new clothes, while you can also read articles, see pictures of other people. Street snaps are fun. That's when a photographer will randomly walk up to someone who's out in Lolita doing whatever they feel like doing and take a picture of them, and then it'll show up in the Gothic and Lolita Bible. This is the English version. They are not direct Japanese translations because by this point, if we did them in chronological order, they would be very out of date. The clothes that you'd be looking at would be clothes from several years ago. The articles you'd be reading would be articles from several years ago. They've tried to get around this by combining new content with some translated old content, old pictures, new current pictures, and overall they made it into a very good book, whether you are Lolita, have a passing interest in it, or are just kind of curious. It's really a nice publication, and it has gorgeous pictures, which are fun to look at.
The nice thing about the English Gothic Lolita Bible is that it's very user-driven. So if you get into Lolita, you have a really awesome photo, you can submit it. My friend Eliza, I submitted a photo by her, and I done got into the Lolita Bible, and I'm real proud. So it's a really community-driven magazine, and they actually accept user contributions for articles and so forth. So I really feel like it's creating more of a sense of community among Lolitas here.
Actually, when it's mentioned like that as well, even at this point, the artwork that is on the cover of the new Gothic and Lolita Bible is not a piece of art from the existing Japanese version, but it was drawn by a member and participating Lolita who is also an artist. So people are being incorporated into it in all kinds of different ways.
If you live in the Chicago area, I host events.
We're very fun to hang out with.
We are awesome to hang out with. Okay? We're running events since I first got into Lolita, sometimes to the point of suicide. Next week, we are going away for 3 days to a Victorian mansion in Galena. And we are going to dress up in this Victorian mansion and sit around and drink tea and have little twittery parties and do Victorian seances, and it's going to be really gross and full of girls, so you should come to my events because they're fun. We do tons of stuff. I have plans for a Lolita paintball event. We're going to get, yes, because I love paintball. We're going to get the most ridiculous looking, fugly dresses we can find, and we're going to paintball each other in them. It's going to be pretty great. Okay, and then we'll go out and have tea or something afterwards. But yeah, if you're in the Chicago area, please check out the live journal community, She Goth Loli. Yes, you have a question? Galena? Oh, okay. I am sorry, I did not mean to mislead you. Galena has already been set up months ago. The reason why is because we had to put a $1,500 deposit down and stuff, so that got settled months ago. But next year, there will be another one, and you are welcome to come. So. Yeah, I post announcements, everyone gets sick of them after a while, because I post posts. Yeah, and guys, honestly, I love it when other people host events, because sometimes it'll be May, and I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm hosting another event, and if someone else does it, I'm just like, yay! But I like to have monthly events as much as possible. But yes, Galena, next year, all the events are always posted on She Goth Loli. She Goth Loli. I post constantly. CHI, Gothy McGoth, Lily. I honestly post a ton of announcements. So if you go there, you'll see me being like, okay guys, reminder, next week. So, and okay. Any other questions? Okay, thank you so much. Please join She Goth Loli. Thank you. Please join EGL. Seriously, EGL is actually a good place to go. We welcome opinions, we welcome more people. I would love to see more thought pieces on EGL, so that would be really great. If someone has something interesting to write about Lolita, please come over and contribute it. Promise, nobody will eat you, because I'm the mod. Okay, Mom don't mess with that. Anyway, you guys have a great night. Enjoy the dancing or whatever you're playing.